So the new Smiskis Sunday series came out. I just bought a few from my fave store. Look, got the little airplane, paper airplane guy. This is equivalent to the flute that I always get. And then my favorite, the little cat. Oh my gosh, how adorable is that? That one's the cutest one. That's my favorite. And then also while I was there, I got this super cute like coloring book. I've always wanted to buy one. Never actually bought it off TikTok shop, or I've always seen it. So that was nice. I think it was only like $9. One book that I've started to read is High Functioning by Dr. Judith Joseph. I took the cover off because I'm currently reading it now. But it basically talks about high functioning depression, like signs, symptoms of it, if you have it, possibly, and ways that you can overcome it. So with that, I've been writing down some notes. So I'm kind of going back to journaling a little bit. I used to bullet journal, writing some notes just about this book because I think it resonates with me. And I listened to Dr. Judith Joseph's podcast with Mel Robbins. Hi.
How do you know if someone's a red flag?
How do you know if somebody's a red flag? If they talk too much.
Oh.
The most humble people are the most quietest. Oh. But going back to the podcast, I listened to the Mel Robbins podcast featuring Dr. Judith Joseph, and I love how they conversated about high functioning depression and how it's not quite laid out in the DSM-5, and it's very new to psychiatrists and psychology in general because it's not always apparent. Like for depression, you fit in these certain boxes of not being able to function, and with high functioning depression you can be functioning, but you might not see all of the signs and symptoms that go along with high functioning depression. But what are we watching? We're watching Escape the Night by Joey Graceffa. If you know, that is like the OG series that everybody was watching, or at least I was. I'm just gonna make some bamboo stir fry before I go to my yoga class later with a good friend of mine.
Oh my god, what is this whiskey?
Let me see.
Did you mean to do that?
No. Oh no. I just wanted to show some of my favorite reads that I've read throughout the past few years. Some of them I reread a few times, and some of them I wanted to get back into just so I can reiterate what I've learned and what these books mean to me. But before I get into those, I just want to show a few books that I've gotten over the past few years just because it reminds me so much of my childhood. So the first one is Clifford the Big Red Dog. I used to love these books and the TV show on PBS Kids. And if you don't know, this is Clifford and this is Emily Elizabeth. And that is how my little sister got her name because I loved the show so much that I wanted to name my little sister after Emily Elizabeth. So it's like a childhood core memory. I even have my name written on it. And yeah, that is a little fun fact of how my little sister got her name. And then another little book, when I was shopping, I don't know why I love looking at kid books, but when I see a good, cute kid book, I'll buy it for like my future kid or something. So this one is called Invisible Things. It just shows about things that kids may not see all the time, like feelings or things that they can hear or sense or feel. See some of these, like this is like the vibes page, like you can feel rowdy vibes, whoopsie vibes, and it just helps kids or people in general feel more in touch, in tune with their feelings. So it's like a feeling chart, and I love that. I'm very intuitive and emotional, so I love knowing how I feel and teaching others or just showing others how to show up emotionally and express your emotions in a healthy way, I guess. Okay, so the first book that I want to start with that I first read in college is The Power of Habit. You can see I've taken a bunch of little notes and I have a bunch of sticky notes, but it basically talks about how important habits are. And this has helped me steer away from the bad habits that I've used to implement in my life and how to reframe bad habits into good habits. The second book that has made such a big impact on me and my life is The Defining Decade by Meg J. This book basically talks about everybody in their 20s and things that 20-somethings should probably hear. It just talks about how important your 20s are. They are like the building blocks for the rest of your life, and how to transition from your teenage high school years into adulthood, because the 20s is a big step and big jump in your life. You have a bunch more responsibilities, and it's difficult trying to navigate through all of that. This book outlined how important it is to be intentional in your 20s. The first section is about work, then the next one is about love, and the next one is about life. So it talks about work, like how important it is to just do something in your life. So I see a lot of 20-somethings trying new jobs and new hobbies in their lives to kind of figure out what they want to do. Kind of like me, I didn't know what I wanted to do at first. I originally wanted to be a scientist when I was in elementary school, and then going out of high school, I loved finance, money, and how money moves and how money works, because the world really does run on money. But then I realized that if I did that for my entire life, I wouldn't feel any sense of purpose. And then I started looking into psychology and kind of the art of psychology, but I realized I can learn that on my own, and I don't need a degree in like art to explore my creative output in the world, you know? So I did the most practical thing that I could think of, which was nursing, which gave me a sense of purpose, because I loved feeling, healing, and loving, and making sure people feel comfortable and safe in their own body. So I guess that's just the route I took, and this book really helped me kind of identify where I need to go and how I need to get there. Okay, another book, How to Win Friends and Influence People. This is a staple. I feel like everybody should read this when they get into their 20s. It just talks about how to talk to people. I have some notes and underlines in here. I'm currently rereading this one too. This one is also a good book on how to be intentional with what you say and how you treat other people, and how to not be fake. This book was more interesting to me, Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. It just tells the story of how famous people got famous and rich. So mostly because of opportunity and kind of luck, and just kind of their placement in history. For one example, they talk about Bill Gates and how he was successful because he was an outlier. Because technology and computer programming was just coming of age, and he was in the right moment at the right time, spending so many hours in that room. He created Microsoft, and look where he is now. And it talks about some other stories of other people and how they've taken advantage of the times that were given to them, and how they have become successful. I'm not completely done reading this book. I'm about halfway, but so far it's very interesting to read how some successful people got successful. And the last book that I want to talk about is The Untethered Soul by Michael Singer. This book made me think of life differently. It helped me dive deep into my consciousness and my energy, and take advantage of those feelings and pour them out into the world, and pour them in healthily in positive directions. A lot of this book helps you identify your own feelings and your own energies, breaking down your walls, and how to live life fully. So this is a self-transformative book that has helped me enjoy and indulge in every season of my life and every rediscovering self that I become. But yeah, those are some of my favorite books that I've read. If you have any more recommendations, please leave them, because I love reading. I love learning new things about myself, and just random things like people who are successful. All up in the room, whispering sweet nothings, baby, just me and you. Melodies in the air, dancing to the beat, feeling that rhythm, making the night complete. You're my muse, my inspiration, my sweetest melody. Every word I sing, baby, it's all for you. Can't you see? Your body moves like a symphony, taking me on a ride
In this R&B groove, we can hide. Late night vibes, baby, get lost in the sound. Just you and me.
Okay, I'm finally back home. It was a long, fun day, and the yoga experience was the first time that I've actually gone out and done something like that. So that was pretty cool of an experience, and I would definitely go again. I'm just ending the night by watching some more Escape the Night and drinking some water, which I'm terrible at, that I'm trying to get better at. I'm gonna do my skincare, edit the video, and yeah. Alright.